Hello to my beautiful knights and queens of the world. You already know who it is. It's Mr. Royal Diamond, aka Mr.RoyalNieves, coming back at you with another phenomenal video. So, my topic today is going to be about overthinking causes chaos. And this is something that relates to me. Because I remember back in my day, I used to overthink things, and it just make things just worse. It's just kind of like you didn't give yourself the opportunity to really enjoy the moment or really learn from what you had to learn from in order to grow from it. You know what I'm saying? And this goes for a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people overthink so many simple things and make their life complicated and complex, and in result cause themselves unnecessary stress and depression and sadness and inviting insecurities. You know what I'm saying? You have to pray to God to give you that spirit of discernment, of boldness, and of confidence. You know what I'm saying? This comes from understanding your self-worth, understanding what you bring and what you're willing to leave behind in order to keep the respect on your name, on yourself, on what you bring. You get what I'm saying? So this is what I mean. Sometimes we take a little thing and we overreact because we're operating at a different emotion. We're operating at a different traumas or different experiences. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes in order for you to find your peace and your kind of like that zen, you have to understand that you're not in control of everything. You get what I'm saying? You do have a say so and a certain power insertion depending on what the situation may be for yourself. You get what I'm saying? And when you take a moment to really be like, okay, when you catch yourself overthinking, you be like, whoa, let me not overthink, let me just embrace it as it comes, embracing it as it unfolds, because sometimes we tend to start acting based off overthinking, and then we cause more trouble than good. You get what I'm saying? We cause more unnecessariness in the situation or in the solution or whatever it may be, and then you look back and then that's when you have that realization, like this wasn't even as big as I thought. I made it bigger than what it was. You get what I'm saying? So overthinking causes chaos, and then what happens is when you cause this unnecessary chaos in your life, it's hard for you to make friends. It's hard to it's hard to love yourself. It becomes harder to really let people in your life. It becomes harder to do the things you need to do in order for you to make sure that you are all set and you are good and taken care of. Things just become harder for some reason, because now you're operating out of fear or out of stress or out of worry, or you think it's something, this is like the mentality out of positivity, negativity, happiness, joy, stress, negative, like all these things. So this is why you have to take time to really understand yourself and how you respond to certain things. What are your triggers, basically? And there's no need to overdo it, because sometimes, like, even now I'm learning more of what that is. Just like when I feel like I have to rush because I have things to get done, I'm operating kind of out of like an employee mindset. Like I'm under a time constriction. I'm under a time limit. Also contributing to that, the mental child. Like, you have to do this. You do it right now. Oh no, you can't watch TV. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta watch this. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. And now you're like, because now you're like out of fear and like, oh my God, I'm gonna get hit. Oh my God, I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't clean this, if I don't do that. Now you're stressing out. Now, and this is what happens. This is what happens when you don't take your power back from all those things. Especially once you're like 18, or when you understand and comprehend certain things, you're basically, that's the time when you start developing yourself into the person you want, instead of keep making excuses to keep operating out of all ways that's not contributing to your health, to your growth, to your success, to your overall peace. You know what I'm saying? So this is what happens when you start you're overthinking all these things, because based off the past, based off trauma, based off experience, based off, that's why you have to take time and be like, okay, like, what works for me, honestly, to help you guys out, and if you apply this, by all means, you know what I'm saying, if it helps, I'd be like this, straight up. I'd be like, okay, I feel like, oh, I have to, out of that operation of that mindset, I'd be like, relax. God got this. God, if God wants me to do this, it will get done. I don't have to stress or worry, because God is in control of everything. Time, space, energy, all this stuff He's in control of. You know what I'm saying? I need to just focus my mind, focus on what I want to get done now, and work at it. And when you start operating out of that laser focus of getting it done, You realize you get so much done in lesser time when you start overthinking, because overthinking causes you to procrastinate and make you feel like, oh, don't do it now, do it later, and all this other stuff that takes place. And when you start overthinking, you know what I'm saying? That's why overthinking causes chaos in people's life. That's why people end up making big mistakes, because they just don't know when to kind of like, oh, relax, take a deep breath, let it go, let that go, do this, take your time so you can really get the most out of it. When you're rushing through things, you can't get the most. And I even learned that when I was doing my reading. I was like kind of like out of that mentality, like, oh, I gotta hurry up and do my reading. And then it's just like, okay, I'm listening, I'm hearing it, but it's like certain things are not sticking out as they should, or as they used to. You get what I'm saying? So when I was like, okay, and I learned so much more, and like these past two, like today and yesterday, and then it's just like God reminded me, because you have to pray to God, like, God, help me to remember to not, and trust you, building that trust with God, giving it over, becoming submissive, trusting Him with it. You know what I'm saying? We don't control time. We can only use it to invest it, but we cannot physically control. We cannot hold the sun and the moon and hold the day still. We cannot do that. That belongs to God. That's what God does. That's in His power. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have to always endure the day, embrace the day with God, because He helps you, because He loves you. He understands so much more than your life than you do. He understands so much more your journey than you do. He understands so much more of the world than you do, because He already lived it. He knows what goes on, what don't go on. We don't know, because we're experiencing it as we're living it. That's the difference. You get what I'm saying? But like I say in all my videos, I love you. God bless you. I thank you. Comment, like, and subscribe. Share. You already know, take the world by storm. Remember, happy Saturday. Make sure you are doing the best that you can in the areas that needs improving and growth, and you will see your life unfold beautifully before your very eyes. Woo! Until my next one, peace.